Alrighty, guys. Looks like we got another package. Just a little bit bigger than I expected for what I ordered, but let's see. Let's see what's in the package. Let's see. Maybe some goodies. Let's see. Goodies for me, maybe not for you guys, but. Alright, let's see here. What junk did you get this time? Well, let's find out, shall we? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bubble wrap. You guys like bubble wrap? I got bubble wrap. Look at what's in the box. Oh, look at what's in the box. I'm going to move the box out of the way so I can see what's inside the box. That's even better. Usually the stuff inside the box is better. Okay. Look at what we got this time. Dominion. Prosperity. Oh, look at that. This is not an expansion. This is an expansion. This is not a complete game. More Dominion goodies. Yeah. 300 new cards, storage tray, 9 mats, 8 coins, 31 tokens, a rule book. Looking to check out what's inside of Prosperity. Results. There's definitely another package in here. There's definitely another package, but definitely another box, but it's so big I can't take it out of the box. Can't take it out. Just gonna have to take all the other junk out. It's a big box. Yep, it's a big one. Oh my gosh, what is it? Boom, 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 boom. It is the Ultimate Edition of Mage Knight, which includes the base game, the expansion, The Lost Legends, the Craig, and the Shades of Tesla. Plus, all importantly, 5 new cards. Ugh. The ultimate game of epic exploration and oh, you guys can't see that. Let's turn this up a little bit. All right. The ultimate game of exploration and combat includes 7 heroes, 26 scenarios, plus 5 new cards. 1 to 4 hours, 14 up, 1 to 5 players. Supposed to be an excellent solitaire game. Excellent solitaire game. So, and it does come with all the expansions, which is cool. So there's 3 expansions: the Lost Legion, the Craig, and the Shades of Tesla. Now, this came out, and it like sold out instantaneously. The big box edition, the Ultimate Edition. It like sold out immediately. And the people that had extra copies of this were selling it for like $200. So it came back into print, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick up a copy of this and try it out, because good solo, number 1. It's good solo game. Number 2, fantasy, which you guys know I love my fantasy games. And 3, lots of replayability, because every time you get you draw these tiles randomly, you draw what's on the tiles randomly, you get your cards randomly. Everything's random in this game. So replayability through the roof. I've watched Mage Knight. I'm not an expert at it. I haven't played it. It's got special dice you use, so you can cast your different spells, and there's a lot of strategy to it actually, because each of your different abilities, you have to have a certain amount of mana to be able to cast that. So like your cold spells, you might need like a white crystal. Fire spells or like a red crystal. And so if you don't have a red crystal, or you don't have a red die to cast it, and you haven't gotten any red crystals, then you can't cast your fire spells. So if you can't cast your fire spell, what else can you do with it? So a lot of strategy on what to keep, what not to keep, how to keep it, how to play things. And it's like I said, it's supposed to be really good solitaire. Take one character and you just move it around the board, doing different things and progressing, getting more cards, more experience, blah, blah, blah. So it's supposed to be really good. But of course, this here, Prosperity, was actually the last one I ordered for Dominion. This will complete my set. But the other, I'm actually waiting on some other. I ordered some a couple weeks ago, and they still haven't arrived. And when they arrive, plus this one, it'll complete my set. So this one is Prosperity. So I have the edition of Mage Knight. Very cool game, says Peter. Oh, thanks. Good. Glad to hear it. Mage Knight rules are so complex. Yes, I think it is one of these complex games. Not something to just jump right into. Dominion. So if you don't know about Dominion, this game, the first edition, came out in 2008. It is one of the top 100 board games of all time. It is an all-time classic. There's 13 expansions for this. Like I said, I ordered the other expansions from a different site, but they didn't have this one. So I had to order this one specifically from a different site. And I figured, well, since I'm getting this, we might as well get Mage Knight too. Why not? So, Prosperity. So we've done some videos on how to play Dominion. We've showed you some online gameplay of Dominion. And so we're going to keep going through playing Dominion with all the expansions and going through all the different cards and the setup and everything like that. So looking forward to checking that out. Dominion is basically the grandfather of all deck building games. This was the original deck building game. The deck building mechanic hadn't come into existence until Dominion came into existence. And it is obviously very popular. It took off, and there is literally hundreds and hundreds of deck building games out there that you can play because of this game. But people, let me tell you, this game here, and even though it's the grandfather, it is certainly got the most strategy involved with it. It's got the most replayability. It's got the most, like literally we went through it in my introduction to Dominion. If you have just Dominion and the core set, you have over 5.3 million different combination of cards. If you end up adding in all the expansions, for Dominion, you have over 10 quintillion different combinations of cards that you can play with. 10 quintillion, let me tell you, that is, if for those of you are not math wizards out there, and I know a lot of you guys aren't, I can tell by the way you write. That's a joke. 10 quintillion is 10 followed by 19 zeros after it. So you can literally play 1,000 games of Dominion every day for the rest of your life and still only play maybe 2 or 3% of the amount of combinations that you can get with just the base game. In fact, we looked at the base game and just one of the expansions, Intrigue. And if you were just to play with the base game in Intrigue and you were to play 100 games of Dominion every day, it would take you over 1,000 years to play every combination. If you played 100 Dominion games every day. So replayability through the roof, obviously. Randomness, because you're always getting different cards combinations. Every single game you play will be different. Guarantee it. And of course, when you start adding in all the expansions, it just exponentially makes things much more deeper. So obviously the core base game is kind of your easiest, most I would say generic way to play, because there's not as many special rules or special hey Larry, how you doing, buddy? Special effects and everything. So when you start getting into like prosperity, you start looking at getting special tokens and special player boards and all kinds of different additions to the game, which make the game even more interesting. Because hey Al, how you doing? Check out Al, a Red Sox fan, his wonderful sports simulation channel. One of the best guys around, and one all around best announcers for any sports game out there as well. So thanks, Al. Dominion, if you don't know, and I don't think, when Dominion came out, it was like the best thing since sliced bread. And that was almost 16, 17 years ago already. And I think now the Dominion's kind of faded back in obscurity, and a lot of people don't know about it and or forgot about it and haven't really done anything with it. So I'm trying to bring it back to people and make them understand what it's like. So definitely looking forward to showing you guys some prosperity. And of course, Mage Knight, the Ultimate Edition, with all the expansions, plus the 5 new cards. Big, huge, thick box. I don't even know where I'm going to put this on my shelf, because I have literally no rooms. And I got 2 boxes coming this weekend. One tomorrow, and I think one Saturday. So I might have some more unboxings for you guys. Ugh. So, hey JT, how you doing? Good to see you. So Mage Knight, it's kind of a... you can play multiple people. You're building a character from basically the ground up. You're an all-powerful wizard, or mage, I guess. Since it's called Mage Knight, I guess you're a mage. And you've been wanting Mage Knight for some time. Yeah, this one is the Ultimate Edition. So if you can pick this up, now's the time to do it, because it came back into print with all the expansions. Otherwise, if you don't get it now, it's probably going to go back out of print pretty quickly, because this is a very, very popular game, and a lot of people love this game. And like I said, you buy the game now, it's expensive. I think it was about $89 for the game, but you got to figure you're getting big, huge core game, and you're getting 3 expansions, and you're getting all that for $90. So core game is like $40, and each expansion is like $20 a piece, which is really not too bad in the long run. But $90, I think, for the Ultimate Edition, somewhere around there. But I saw it going for over $200 on Amazon just like a month ago, because it sold out so fast. So if you can get your hands on a copy, now would be your time, my friends. Now would be your time. Don't tell me that, oh, I wish I would have known, because I'm letting you know now. So that is Mage Knight. If you're into fantasy, if you enjoy fantasy, you enjoy randomness. Again, I love my randomness, right? So randomness, you're going to draw randomly, different locations, get different tokens. It's random. You get different random cards to start with. You get random boards to play with. You get random everything. So every game, even though you're playing the same scenario over and over again, is going to be different. It's going to play different. And it's going to be, different combinations of cards and all kinds of fun things. Right there, my friend. Right there. In fact, if you could see the box on top of it, right there, I actually have Gloomhaven and one of the expansions. So, got Gloomhaven. I tried it once and decided to put it aside because it was a lot of extra work. So, should we do a live unboxing of? Maybe we'll do a live unboxing of this one later. And I know I talked to Al, Red Sox fan. I think him and his girlfriend should get into Dominion and play Dominion and find some copies of Dominion and play Dominion, because I think they would enjoy it. I know they play a lot of card games. I think they would enjoy Dominion because it brings a lot of when you play Gin, right? It's kind of the same game every time. You're just looking for different numbers. Dominion is like that, but there's a lot more strategy involved in it. Let's do a live unboxing here. Dominion Prosperity. So let's see here. We don't need this. We got the cards. Let's see what it comes with. Oh, look at, here's our board that has different. You're gonna have different play mats for different things, which is unique to this game. And yeah, I've been telling you, Al, I think you should look at Dominion. If I did a video the other day on how to play and an overview and everything, and it was a long video, but it's definitely well worth the watch, I think, because you can find out and show off to Nurse Teresa and have her watch it and see if it was something you guys might be interested in. Because, like I said, if you were into card/board games in 2006 when Dominion came out, this was on your table every single night. Guarantee it. It was on your table every single night. It's a very quick game, too. It's not one of these games that you play and you spend, 2 hours playing one game. You can get a game of Dominion done in literally 15, 20 minutes, depending on how fast people play, how many players. You can play 2 people, you can play 3, you can play 4, you can play 5, you can play 6. So let's look at the cards that come in this edition. So shall we? The Bank. This is a treasure card, costs 7, pretty expensive card. When you play this, it's worth 1 ducat or 1 money per treasure you have in play, counting this. So if you have a whole bunch of treasure cards, you play them, you play the Bank on top of this, it could be worth up to 5, 6, 7. So that is the Bank. Obviously, it makes sense, right? The Bank, lots of money. It's a treasure card, gives you more money. Super cool. Let's see what else we have. We have the Bishop. So the Bishop is worth +1 money and +1 victory point. Trash a card from your hand, and you get +1 victory point per 2 it costs. So if a card costs, say, 6, you get 3 victory points. Each other player may trash a card from their hand. Now they can trash a card, but they don't get any victory points for it. So the Bishop, action card, and it costs 4 to play this card. That's the Bishop. The City. Let's see what the City has to say. City gives you an extra card and 2 extra actions. It costs 5 and it's an action card. And this says if there are 1 or more empty supply piles, you get +1 card. If there are 2 or more, you get +1 buy and +1 gold. Interesting. Good combination there. So what you want to try to do is buy a lot of the same cards so you can empty the supply piles so you can get more cards. And if there's 2 or more supply piles, you get an extra buy and an extra money. Gloomhaven is going to be hard to get rid of, my friend, because it's going to cost you about $40 to ship it anywhere, at least $40. So good luck with that. That's the reason I haven't done anything with mine. Contraband. It is a treasure card. Costs 5. It's worth 3 money. And it gives you a +1 buy, which is huge. When you play this, the player to your left names a card. You cannot buy that card this turn. Oh, interesting. So, it's contraband, right? So you're caught with this stolen goods, so you can't buy anything. I like that. That's kind of cool. You live in Houston. Well, maybe you can find somebody local there. That would be about the only way. I wouldn't try to mail it. Oh, my God. As heavy as that game is, it's going to cost you like $100 to ship it. Counting House. 5 costs. It's an action. Look through your discard pile. Reveal any number of coppers from it and put them in your hand. Oh, so that's cool. So you can add a whole bunch of money to your hand. How would that work? Oh, that would work well with the bank. Right? So the counting house and the bank work really cool together, because what you do is you play the counting house, and all your copper that are in your discard pile would come to your hand. And then you play the bank afterwards, and you would get 1 money for every treasure, copper, silver, gold, or any card that says treasure in your hand. So if you draw a bunch of your copper in your hand and then you play the bank, you could end up having, like I said, a whole bunch of money to buy things. And the counting house, nope, it doesn't give you an extra buy, but it's still good combo. The bank and the counting house seem to work pretty good together because, they're in the same pack. Usually the pack cards usually have really cool combos together. We'll have to look at the rest of this later as we're getting ready to sit down and eat, but we have some play cards here. We have some more cards to go through. Maybe we'll do that later on tonight. So thank you everyone for joining me. Al, get on the old YouTube and check out my video. Or for you guys that might be interested, you're looking for a good card game, you might get something, play with your wife or whatever. Or a friend, or you want to play by yourself or whatever. It's not really a great solo game, I will say that, because there's a lot of strategy, but you can play it solo as you practice to get better. Because you might think, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy this card and this card, and then you play it, and then you realize, oh, these 2 cards don't work well together. So the local game store here offers consignment sales, but it is really a slow process, small audience. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. Like I said, unless you can find somebody to come get the game, it will be a problem. All right. We'll see everyone later. Take care. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time.